We went to Oak Park River Forest High School. Cliff and I, we met in high school. I met him in gymnastics. In high school gymnastics, that's where we met. And because he was an incredible gymnast back then. He had his own band in high school, the Rising Suns. And I had my own band too. It was called The Time. He would come over to the family house in Oak Park, and we started writing songs together. What really tied it together was that I had a sound-on-sound Sony tape recorder. We would multi-track stuff together, like a song like Alley Sally, which was something that we had done way back there. I dropped out of art school too, so we, the two dropouts, got together and started making music. The configuration was Mike, Mick, John, and myself. And that's how we were for about 8 months or so.
Yeah, not even
8 months. But we played around Oak Park, and then we pulled Cliff in, and everything started to take off a little bit more because we had somebody who could front the band. The group was very strong. It was very popular here. But then Cliff just, he decided to fly off, and we were rather disappointed in that. I was terribly disappointed because I thought we really had, he and I had a songwriting thing going, and we did. We did have a songwriting partnership. We formed the Thumbs, 1976 or so. Big fuzzy hair, big fuzzy guitars.
Well, there were some good players involved, and I'm still friends with some of them. The guitar players were hysterical because they called themselves the Valentino Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And it was two guys from like Morton Grove or something.
So there's a big gap there of 10 years or so. I went to a party at a friend of ours, Bill Kavanaugh, in Oak Park, and I went there. It was a little jam. Bill would have these jam session parties every year. And so I went, and then Cliff showed up later that evening, and we started playing and singing together, and I was like, wow, sounds pretty good. I said, Cliff, well, why don't you stop by my place? I had an apartment at the time, and I'll show you some stuff I've been working on. And he did, and we started writing again. We got all kinds of material together. And so then we got this band together with Mike and Mike Arturi on drums. It started to lock down. And Cliff and I would be writing quite a bit of stuff all the time for a few years there. And then we got another record deal with Mark Nawara, and we put the Fallen In record together.
Excuse me, I blew my cool again and lost another friend. Excuse me.
One thing, he was a really smart guy. He was really quick. And he had a very sweet side to him. He could be a really good friend. He and I were really good friends. And we would look out for each other. And he was also because he was so quick, he would come up with stuff that was so hysterical. And it'd be like, where did that come from? The last time I saw him, it was a couple months before he died. I was up there with Ken Hark. And we were just shooting the shit, and he was very much with it. And this is so Cliff. Kenny asked him, well, have you been doing any singing? He turns around and does the intro to Dawn by the Four Seasons.
Pretty as a midsummer's morn, they call her Dawn.
Who does that? And he did it perfectly. Only Cliff would come up with that. So that's my memory of that guy.
He's probably the most talented individual I've ever known, because in my mind, Cliff could have, even when we were very young in the early 70s, Because of his background from his father's side, I think he could have gone into TV, being an announcer. He could have done stage. He could have done Broadway. He could have done film. Of course, he did music great. But I don't know, the lasting memory is just this incredible, talented individual that he was not unstoppable, really.
We would call each other up for no reason and just do ridiculous voices to each other. He would just call me up and go, "Hey, Mike, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going over to Johnny's for a beat.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Get me too." And then he'd hang up.
Yes.
He was like that all day, every day.
Yeah. He was always like that. He could make you laugh. He'd make you laugh so hard that you beg for mercy. Just one-on-one. The back of your head, you know, when you laugh really hard, I think mine still hurts. I still feel where he made me laugh.
Dear lady, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.